Where you march, men of Reichland, where you carry your halberd and sword, we march to war for our Emperor and Sigmar, our Saviour and Lord. Tomorrow we go to war to face the hordes of chaos. Tomorrow we will be buried in cold graves that await us. And when the fighting is done and the sun goes down at night, hear my prayers, save my soul, and take me to Sigmar's light. Old song from the Reichlands. The Empire Infantry. Empire swordsmen are amongst the three most common infantry types fielded by the armies of the Empire. Equipped with a sword, shield and half-plate armour, these brave warriors often engage the best of the enemy with both valour and courage. Due to their expertise with the sword and their flexible formations, the swordsmen of the Empire provide the military with a reliable and defensive capability. The Empire halberdiers are also amongst one of the three most common infantry types fielded by the armies of the Empire. Equipped with a battle-worn halberd, these groups of line infantry are a powerful force on the battlefield, providing the Empire with both offensive and defensive capability, with bone-crushing force. The Empire spearmen are amongst the three most common infantry types again fielded by the armies of the Empire. Equipped with a spear and shield, the solid formation that these units provide is highly adequate in defensive situations, providing the Empire with a much needed holding power. The Free Company is a polite way to describe a sellsword, mercenary or cutthroat or bandit paid to fight for the Empire and her armies. They are hardy fighters and are well accustomed to the rigours of war, but are undisciplined and unruly and liable to cause more harm than good when roaming around in armed bands. An elected count might employ these men for military service, but must ensure such men are under close watch to prevent them from running amok in his lands. The Empire handgunners are one of the primary ranged units of the Imperial Army. Equipped with a loud and deadly handgun, these men are highly trained as a line formation of missile support that can penetrate even the thickest of armour. As such, they are the mainstay of most Imperial missile support. The Empire archers are often irregular groups of hunters and trappers that are usually band together to form their own regiment of scouts and support units. The most experienced of these exceptional hunters and archers hail from the woodland province of Hookland, where the hunting is very popular sport amongst both nobility and commoner alike. These men often fielded with regiments of crossbows and handgunners. Empire crossbowmen are the least most common ranged unit following the introduction of gunpowder weaponry. In the past, crossbowmen provided the Empire with a stronger degree of penetration against their heavily armoured foes. As of now, some provinces still retain the use of the crossbow as a substitute when handguns are unavailable. The Empire greatswords are the elite infantry of the Imperial Army. Operating as a crack fighting force, their main duty is the protection of the elected counts during the heat of battle, and provide the Empire with a dedicated shock infantry, often attacking the Empire's foes at their flanks, where their swordsmanship puts even the most battle-hardened foes to their knees. Flagellants are an unorganised group of warriors and fanatics that unofficially serve the Church of Sigmar and many of the Empire's armies during a campaign. Though not considered a traditional military asset, these fanatics are nonetheless used by many Imperial generals for their great ferocity and complete lack of fear in the heat of battle. However, due to their insanity, they are often accompanied by a warrior priest of Sigmar to ensure these men are put on a tight leash. The Empire cavalry. The Empire Knights are the most common cavalry troops deployed in battle. Many knights have a certain colour scheme or heraldry, which identifies them with either a knightly order or a noble household. They are considered heavy shock cav, wearing heavy plate armour and wielding lances and swords into battle. Knights tend to be born from nobler families of the empire, and tradition that is often kept as a practice by most knightly orders. Those of common birth, who are exceptionally skilled with weapon, often serve as sergeants and squires for their knights. Although not considered full brothers of their orders, sergeants and squires often play a vital role in supporting the knights in battle and are often equally respected for their prowess in battle. Empire Pistoliers. These light cavalry support the armies of the Empire in their role as dedicated scouts and skirmishers, equipped with light armour and a brace of pistol. These units can harass the enemy with a hail of bullets and can flee the scene to avoid any repercussions. The Empire Outriders are those veteran pistoliers who have survived their time within the Pistolier Corps, but have not been able to join any knightly order afterwards. Instead, these veterans are promoted into the ranks of the Outriders, an elite corps of cavalry equipped with a deadly repeater handgun and adorned with a greater degree of armour. Demigriff Knights are amongst the most powerful and heavy armoured shock cavalry within the Imperial arsenal. Not only are these horsemen of excellent knights, but they also ride one of the most dangerous and fearsome creatures ever to live within the depth of the Reichland forest. A demigriff is another variant of the griffin, a creature similar in appearance but somewhat smaller and more numerous, and often have no wings for flight. These beasts are only seen in the depth of the Reichland forest, which provides more safely for the prides of their beasts, against creatures such as beastmen or greenskin, living in the more hostile forests in the north. Though smaller and flightless, these beasts of war are none less fearsome in their attacks, as a single demigriff knight can more than hold its own in battle. The use of the demigriff claws and the knight's armoured steel is more than match for anyone.